Hey, Popeye are the latest.
Good morning, Popeyes. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
Greetings viewers and subscribers. In this video, we are not gonna be doing any driving. We are gonna be showing you some images. Coming up later, we'll be doing the news roundup. Now, today, Timoy Saman, the now 17-year-old, who was convicted for brutally murdering 9-year-old Khadija Sanders, he will be sentenced. Later on today, we'll be giving you that update. On the early morning of Friday, July 23, 2021, 1 year and 5 days ago, the community of Bullet Tree in Petersfield, in the parish of Westmoreland, they were plunged into mourning. A well-loved husband, father, pastor, and a gentleman, he was attacked and stabbed in his bedroom at his home whilst he was asleep. He was stabbed in his head. Whoever it was that stabbed him, they left the knife in his head. That knife was the gentleman's own knife from his own kitchen. That gentleman, his name is Mr. Garnet Foster. He was born on December 19th, 1977. Garnet, he was an accountant, but he was now at home. He had lost his job due to the pandemic. Mr. Foster and his wife, they lived at Bullet Tree, but at the time of the incident, his wife, she was overseas. They had 4 children together. Garnet Foster Jr., also known as Tristan, he was 17 years old at the time of this incident. The other children were 13, 9, and 3 years old. Now, Garnet, he was well loved in his community. He was described as a hero. During the lockdown, because of COVID-19, Garnet and his wife gained national recognition. Now, in certain rural communities, not everyone have the luxury of having internet at their home. Garnet and his family, they had internet. Not many parents in Bullet Tree had internet. Schools were locked down and online classes were the order of the day. Garnet and his wife Camille, they opened up their home so that children in the community could come and use their internet free of cost. They provided seats and chairs for the children, and they also assisted them with their schoolwork. They were featured in the Jamaica Star, and Camille, she was quoted as saying, "The children who you see here do not have access to internet connection at their homes, and the fact that my home has Wi-Fi, I invited them over, open my Wi-Fi connection and allow them to use it to get their schoolwork done." Camille, she went on to say, "My husband and I noticed that most of the kids are not at the stage where they should be, so we are also assisting them with their schoolwork. My husband, who the kids call Principal, he's an accountant by profession, but since the COVID-19 pandemic broke out, he lost his job and he has been forced to stay at home. And as for myself, I am a simple housewife who is a mother of 4 children, and they too are a part of the home schooling." That is what Camille had told the Star. Now, after that story, a few corporate entities, they recognized what the Fosters were doing, and they came on board and donated sanitation supplies, bags, masks, snacks, and other stuffs to the Fosters and the students. But you see, life can be very unfair. No matter how hard we as parents try sometimes, no matter how we talk to our kids, no matter how much we try to show them the right path, sometimes all of what we do or try to do, it all amounts to zero. Do you agree? Now, based on all that Garnet and his wife were doing, one would expect that his kids, they would see him as a hero. Well, Garnet's 17-year-old son, who shares his father's name. Now, if you look on the screen, that is a 2017 photograph of Garnet Sr. and his son. Young Garnet, him started parring with the wrong crowd. Some guys his age who he was in company with. Their parents, they weren't as strict as Garnet. they could stay out as long as they want and go home anytime they feel like. Young Garnet, he also began smoking ganja, something that his dad was totally against, especially in his household. We are told that on more than one occasion, Father Garnet, he would go and scold his son in front of his friends. And young Garnet, or Tristan, him did not like that. So before we get into the story any further, remember to hit on the like button, because we are going to go into the meat of the matter now. So hit on the like button from now. If you are over here and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button. Now, on the early morning of Friday, July 23, 2021, Garnet Foster, the father, he was inside of his room, fast asleep with his 3-year-old daughter, when he was heard calling out for his son, Tristan. Mr. Foster, he was then seen standing at the passage doorway at the back room. He was bleeding from his head with his own black-handled kitchen knife stuck in the right side of his head. Garnet Foster Sr., he then sent his son Garnet Foster Jr., also known as Tristan, to go and get help. We are told that Tristan, he stayed with his father and he sent one of his younger siblings to go and get help. When they came back, Garnet was seen collapsed along the roadway. He was taken up and he was transported to the Savannah Lamar Public Hospital. Now, whilst Garnet was being transported to the hospital, the driver for the motor vehicle, we are told that he spoke with him and he asked Garnet if he knew who stabbed him. He said no, because he was sleeping when it happened. We are also told that Garnet, he could be heard saying, "I have forgiven my son." Now, Garnet, he died whilst he was being treated. Now, when the police processed this crime scene, one of the first things the police observed was that there was no forced entry into the house. Like we told you, the knife that was used, it was from Mr. Foster's kitchen, and that knife was recovered by the police. Now, people of Bullet Tree, they started talking amongst themselves and asking who would have wanted to get rid of this community hero. They couldn't come up with any name at all, because Mr. Foster, him not argue with people. He was friendly with everybody. But then person started wondering about his son. The wondering, it became whispers. And the whispers, they became loud. Everyone was convinced that the only person who would kill this hero was his son, who he tried to scold over and over about his wayward ways. Now, Tristan, if you look on your screen, that is a video footage of Tristan being taken into custody by the police. He was arrested on reasonable suspicion for killing his father. Now, Tristan, when he was questioned by the police, he told the police that he was awakened by his father. He told the police that he saw a knife in his father's head. He told the police that his father told him to go out and get help, but he told his 13-year-old sibling, who was awoken by now, that he should go and get help. He told the police that he told his sibling that he will be staying with his father. He maintained that story for a while. Now, Tristan, he was still in police custody, and the police, they couldn't hold him for much longer, even though he was the only suspect in this matter. Time was winding down, and they would soon have to release him or charge him. As a matter of fact, on Wednesday, July 27th, 2021, the police, they brought Garnet Foster Jr., also known as Tristan, before a judge in the Westmoreland Parish Court. The police, they asked the judge to further remand Tristan because they were still investigating the matter and they needed more time to complete the investigation. The judge remanded Tristan in custody for 2 weeks and told the police that they should try and wrap up the investigation in 2 weeks. And within that 2 weeks, they would have to charge or release Tristan. Tristan was still maintaining his innocence. On Thursday, July 28, 2021, the police again questioned Tristan Now, due to his age, at all times when the police were questioning him, an adult was present. Tristan again told the police that it was not him who killed his father. The police asked him, "Who is it then that killed your father?" He told the police that it was one of his neighbors. No, I'm not even gonna call that neighbor's name. The very next day, Friday, July 30, 2021, we are told that by now, the police, they had gathered some overwhelming evidence pointing to Tristan. Once again, the police took Tristan out of his jail cell. An adult connected to Tristan was present. We are told that the police again questioned Tristan and told him about some of the evidence they had that it was him who killed his father. Tristan, he then confessed. He told the police that yes, it was him who took up a black handle kitchen knife from out of his parents' kitchen and pushed it into his father's head. We are told that the police, they stopped him from saying what he was saying, and they called in 2 justices of the peace from the parish of Westmoreland. The JPs came and Tristan, he confessed in front of them. He told the JPs that he's confessing at his own free will. He was not beaten, he was not coerced, and he was not promised anything to confess. Tristan said he was confessing because it was riding his conscience, and he did not mean to take his father's life, but he was embarrassed about the way his father spoke to him in front of his friends the night before he killed him. You heard that? Tristan, he was charged for the offense of murder. He was assigned a court-appointed lawyer, and this court-appointed lawyer requested a psychiatric evaluation for Tristan before he was asked to enter a plea before the court. The evaluation was done, and these types of evaluation is not a 1 or 2 month thing. It takes time. So the evaluation, it was done, and the report, it was sent to the court. The report states that Tristan, he was fit to plea. Now, Tristan, he did not waste the court's time. On Tuesday, July 26, 2022, 1 year and 3 days after he brutally murdered his father, Tristan, he went before the Westmoreland Circuit Court, where he pleaded guilty for taking his father's life. Now, Tristan, he will be sentenced on Thursday, August 4th, 2022. The judge has ordered a social inquiry report. Now, one thing I am sure that will be or should be included in the report is the fact that Garnet Foster Jr., also known as Tristan, he used to attend the Mannings High School, but whilst in Fort Farm, he got involved in gang activities, got in trouble, and was expelled from Mannings. His parents, they still tried with him, sending him to another institution, but Tristan, him never in a that. A road for him thing there, a gang for him thing there. His father, he tried to guide him along the right path, and Tristan, he repaid his father by taking his life. Now, next week, we will be coming back to tell you what sentence the court handed down to Garnet Foster Jr., also known as Tristan, for taking his father's life. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend for tell a friend for tell a friend about Popeye Newslink and PNL Blog TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver sing, if we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. If we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. Hey, crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. shame, what a shame. But me want me country back, give me country back. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Jamaica, Jamaica, the land of the sun. Jamaica become now the land of the gun. East and north and south when me turn. Country and town, man a play blood a run. Murder, don't you baby me hear them a murder. Cut it out, tell them no gonna further. Man a dead like cans and bird, yeah. Who no listen them a word, yeah. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica.